Good evening and welcome to Be Inspired with Pepe Minambo. Tonight, so excited to again come to your homes with this great message of inspiration. This show is proudly sponsored by Aquafina. Only what is essential. So, we are starting a new series tonight on leading and championing organizational change and transformation. Now, talk about change. I'll tell you one of the most familiar name or familiar word, one of the most common word in every C-suite and every boardroom in today's world is change. You can't do without change. In fact, someone told me this morning that everything is subject to change but change itself. You can't predict what will happen tomorrow. The landscape is changing all the time, economically, in terms of technology, financially, in terms of academics. Change is here with us. We can't just do without it. But the only thing that is so guaranteed that will never change is change itself. Change at all levels, at personal level, change at corporate level, change at community level, change at regional level, change at country level, change at global level. If you want to thrive and grow in your career or business or anything you do, one of the skills you have to master is change management skills. So tonight we'll talk about change. What are the changes happening in your personal life? What are the changes happening with your job? What are the changes happening in your department? What are the changes happening within your division or in your organization? What about the sector, the industry? At a wider scale, what are the changes happening around us nationally? And I'll tell you one thing, the people that have moved forward in life, the people that have progressed in life are people that took advantage of the changes that were happening in their immediate environment. So, first things first, you must scan the changes happening around you. Companies are creating new changes in terms of technology, in terms of products, in terms of services, in terms of business model, in terms of structure, in terms of technology, policies, and processes. And let me tell you, the winners in this game of change are the people that will be fast to adapt, fast to adopt, and fast to embrace the changes. Change is a blessing. In fact, you've had people say, if you do not change, change will change you. No, that's false. That's false. If you do not change, change will not change you. Why you? Why you when there are 8 billion people in this world who could do the same thing you do? The job you do, the business you do, they can't do that. I tell people, if you do not change, change won't change you. You know what will happen? Change will leave you behind and the world will move forward. Now, there are people who had fast mover advantages. There are people who had a lot of kind of competitiveness in whatever field or whatever job they were doing. But because they failed to read the signs and the signals of change, today they've been left behind and the world has moved forward. The question you should ask yourself all the time is, what the next big thing in my line of work? What the next big thing in my sector? What the next big thing in my industry? What the next big thing happening in the country? So that you may be ready for whatever change of whatever nature, at whatever caliber the change comes your way. So you want to grow? One of the things you should think about, you should entertain, is the topic of change. The skills you should master are change management skills. So the first statement I say, if you do not change under whatever circumstances is, either family or personal life or health-wise or social life or career or business, in whatever capacity. If you do not change, change won't change you. Change will leave you behind and the world will move forward. Tonight, I won't speak about personal change. I want to start this series talking about organizational change. How do you lead? How do you champion organizational change? Well, I know most people will say, but I'm not the board chair. People will say, I'm not the CEO. How can I lead and champion organizational change? Now, that's a serious mistake you're making. Leading and championing change has nothing to do with titles and levels in the hierarchy. You can lead, champion, and drive change at whatever capacity. You could be an office attendant, you could be a driver, you could be a messenger, you could be an officer, you could be a supervisor, you could be a middle manager, you could be a senior manager, or you could be a board chair or a CEO. Anyone can lead and champion change in an organization. And I'll tell you, one of the keys for career growth, one of the keys for personal growth is the ability to lead and to champion change within your scope of operation, within your scope of authority, to be able to influence the right people, to be able to create new narratives, and to be able to command the room. But then the question I beg to ask is, how do you lead? How can you lead and champion change within your scope of responsibility? And by mastering the skill of leading and championing change, either at personal level, at community level, society level, at organizational level, or at national level, that's one of the rare skills that can take you to the next and next level. So, if I may ask, what the next big thing in your career? What the next big thing in the country? What the next big thing in your sector? What the next big thing in your life? You must anticipate change, and you must prepare for that change. If not, be able to lead and champion the same change. Because the future belongs to those who prepare for it. The future today at work, in business, or in any other sector or industry you may ever imagine belongs to those who are able to lead and champion change for specific either needs or services or solutions or whatever value proposition they have. And by being able to be ahead of the curve in leading and championing change in whatever field of endeavor you are in, that becomes a key and a room for growth in order for you to ascend to the next big thing in your life, in your career, and in your business. We'll be right back. As I said earlier, we are here courtesy of Aquafina. Only what's essential. We'll be right back.